What's up everyone, it's Ben from the Vinyl Jukebox, and in today's video I'm going to go through 10 new-ish rock bands that you need to know about in 2024. Before we get started, don't forget to drop a like and comment on this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of my videos. So for years, I've constantly been hearing from older and younger rock fans alike that there's no new music to listen to, that rock is dead, and nobody makes new music anymore.
Wrong.
There's actually a ton of great new rock bands every year that tend to fly over and under the radar and continue to make great rock albums for new and old fans alike to listen to. One of the biggest problems is that these bands have a hard time getting their music played on rock radio. Rock radio stations, including my local station in New York City, tend to only play your classic rock acts, the big hits from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and now it's becoming the 90s. They totally neglect new rock bands as well as new music from older rock bands. It's become increasingly more difficult over the past few years for rock fans to find new bands and new music, but it can be done whether it's finding bands through the release radar or browses on Spotify, whether it's searching social media or getting word of mouth recommendations from friends. So in today's video, I'm going to show you 10 new-ish rock bands that are active in 2024 and continue to make great new music and play amazing live shows. The reason why I say new-ish is because many of these bands have been around a while, but they do fly under the radar, play smaller places, don't get much radio airplay, but their music needs to be known about. Before we begin, I just want to add that I'm not showing these albums in any particular order. This is not a ranking video. Okay, so the first band I'm going to show is dirtyhoney. This is an LA-based band that started in 2017. They have 2 studio albums out and 1 EP. Their most recent album right here, Can't Find the Breaks, was released last year in 2023. And this band is interesting because they are still unsigned. They're unsigned by choice. They've apparently had multiple offers, but they just feel that at this time, it's not right for them to be signed. They're more than happy with their management company. They've said a few times over the years in multiple interviews. So it'll be interesting in the next few years to see what this band decides to do. They have a classic 70s rock sound, and they wear their influences on their sleeves. They sound very much like Aerosmith. They did a really cool cover of Aerosmith's Last Child a couple years back, and they also sound like the Black Crowes. I saw them open for Slash in 2019 and also at the MMRBQ Festival in Camden, New Jersey. Next up is garyclarkjr. He released his first EP, the Bright Lights EP, in 2011. He has 1 EP out and 3 studio albums. Very classic blues sound and a bit of an R&B twist as well. Amazing live show. I saw him twice play at the Capitol Theater in Portchester, and over the last few months he's been teasing some new music, so it'll be exciting to see what comes out of that over the next year. All right, next up, we're going heavy with Beartooth. This band was founded in 2012 by singer Caleb Shomo, formerly of the metalcore act Attack Attack. They have 2 EPs out and 5 studio albums, and their most recent studio album, The Surface, was released last year in 2023. They have a very heavy punk, metal, and hardcore sound. They've been heavily featured on SiriusXM's Octane channel. You'll know them from their melodic vocals, but also hardcore screaming vocals as well. They have a nice even balance of the two, so if you're not too into the hardcore screaming vocals, you'll be impressed by the melodic regular singing vocals. I saw them live at Rock Allegiance Festival in 2018 in New Jersey, and they have a very high energy show, and just a little teaser, there's going to be more on that in the weeks to come. Next up, we have Blackstone Cherry. This band was formed in 2001 in Kentucky, but didn't release their first album until 2006. They have 2 EPs out and 8 studio albums, and their most recent album, Screaming at the Sky, was just released back in 2023. They have a heavy southern rock sound, but very modern sound, and I'm hoping to see them live soon because they don't play around the New York area too often, so hoping they come by sometime soon. Next up, we've got Crobot. This band was formed in 2011 in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. They've released 3 EPs and 4 studio albums. They have a very heavy classic rock sound with a modern edge to them. High energy live show. The frontman reminded me a lot of Iggy Pop when I saw them at MMRBQ as well. And I actually got to meet the singer after the show. He was hanging out in the lawn area with his family, with his daughter, and I went up to him, got a picture with him. Super cool guy and great band. Next, we have the Struts. This is a British band that was formed in 2012, and they have 2 EPs out as well as 4 studio albums. Their most recent album, Pretty Vicious, was released last year in 2023. They are simply a modern glam rock band. Power pop elements to them. They sound very much like Queen meets Mott the Hoople, and the singer sounds very similar to Freddie Mercury. So if Adam Lambert ever decided he wanted to leave Queen, Luke Spiller from the Struts would be a great addition to that act. And I'm hoping to see them live soon too, another band that I have not gotten to see live yet. Next up, Rivalsons, and I'm actually going to show 2 of their albums because they did release 2 studio albums last year. They were formed in 2006 in Long Beach, California. They have 1 EP and 8 studio albums out, and like I said, they released 2 studio albums last year, Dark Fighter and Lightbringer. They have a very soulful hard rock sound with heavy fuzz guitar. Jay Buchanan, the singer, I'd have to say is one of the best, most talented rock singers out there right now. I saw them live in 2019, double headlining with Stone Temple Pilots, and I saw them again last year on the night of the album release for Dark Fighter. Amazing band, definitely check them out. Up next, we've got Aon Jones. He's a Seattle-based artist that released his first major studio album, Child of the State, in 2021. He's had 2 major studio albums and 2 indie studio album releases. Those are pretty hard to get, and I believe they were only released on CD. His most recent album, Chronicles of the Kid, was released last year in 2023. He has a very heavy blues rock sound with also some R&B elements, but I would say he is heavier than Gary Clark Jr. He was also heavily featured on SiriusXM's Octane over the past few years, and another artist that I saw live at MMRBQ. Amazing energy. He only played for about 20 minutes that day, so I'm hoping to see him again do a full set. Up next, we've got theprettyreckless. This band was formed in 2009 in New York City. They have 2 EPs out and 4 studio albums. Female-fronted, hard rock, quite simply. Taylor Momsen, their frontwoman and singer, she actually started her career as a child actress. You would know her from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. She played Cindy Lou Who. Since then, she has evolved into a full-time rock artist, and she's been that for a while now. I saw them live at MMRBQ as well. Amazing live shows. She brings so much energy, and I'm looking forward to see what they have in store for 2024. Last but not least, we have Mammoth WVH. This is an LA-based band formed in 2015. They have 2 studio albums out, and the most recent one, Mammoth 2, was released last year in 2023. Their frontman, Wolfgang Van Halen, famously the son of Eddie Van Halen, and he was formerly in Van Halen during the reunion tours. He plays all of the instruments on the studio albums, but he is backed by an amazing live band for his live shows. This band sounds nothing like Van Halen. I believe Wolfgang wanted to distance himself as much as possible from the music of his father, but I do have to say he does tease a little bit of his father's playing in his solos. On both albums, you will hear on a couple of songs some Van Halen-esque licks on his guitar parts. Very heavy modern rock sound. One of his biggest influences is Tool, and you can really hear that in his music. I saw them also at MMRBQ. I also saw them open for Guns N' Roses a few years back in 2021. So amazing live band, and they are really taking the rock scene by storm. All right, there you have it. So that was my 10 new-ish rock bands that you need to know about in 2024. Please write in the comments below, did I miss any bands on this list? Did you find any new rock bands last year that we need to be aware of? Are there bands that have been around for years that we need to be aware of? Please let us know in the comments below. All right, everybody, please be sure to like this video, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. I'll see you next time.